Hello everybody, Sean here from Somm Wine Club, and I'm going to take you through a tasting of the 2017 SpearHead Gentleman Farmer Vineyard Saddleblock Pinot Noir from SpearHead that you have in the November 2021 Somm Wine Club box. So SpearHead was nice enough to open up their library for us and pull a back vintage of the Gentleman Farmer Saddleblock Pinot. This is the 2017, current vintage is the 19. So this is a really unique opportunity to look back a couple of vintages, see how the wine has changed, see how the winemaking has adjusted. 2017 was winemaker Grant Stanley's first vintage at SpearHead. So you get a chance to see kind of where he started, and then if you happen to come across the current vintage, you can see where they are now and how things have adapted over the years, which is, I always think, a really fascinating thing to do with the same bottle from different vintages. Open this afternoon, just give it a little bit of air, let it to breathe. Sometimes with screw caps you can get what's called reduction, where if it's a really tight closure and doesn't have any air, you'll sometimes get a little bit of almost like a matchstick or slightly kind of eggy note, but you give it a little bit of air, splash it around, decant it, put it into a big glass and give it a swirl, and that'll blow off pretty quickly. I like that even though this is only 4 years old at this point, it's still starting to show just that little hint of development. You see some kind of dried red fruit character, almost like a dried cherry, red plum. There's some earthy notes to it, which are probably not as visible when the wine is bright and young and fresh, because it's overwhelmed by all of that really intense juicy fruit. Especially the Saddleblock, which I find can be a little bit, I don't know, overtly fruity when it's young, so having it with a couple years of bottle age, I think it's just done wonders. It still has that really beautiful Okanagan Pinot Noir acidity and freshness. It's bright and juicy, but the fruit's been tamed a little bit. It's still showing juicy strawberry, dried red cherry, red plum, but now there's some cinnamon, there's some woody, earthy bark and forest floor character. There's a little bit of like tea leaves and dried herbs. East Kelowna, where SpearHead is located, is prime Pinot Noir country. That's where you find Tantalus as well, and some of the oldest Pinot Noir planted in the Okanagan. It has exactly the right kind of climate and microclimates, even in these small little pockets, for getting Pinot Noir just right to express the terroir of Kelowna and of the Okanagan. This could definitely still age for a few more years, but I think it's drinking really well right now. It'd be a great, fantastic pairing for your kind of holiday meals. If you're doing turkey, if you're doing even like whole roasted chicken, I'm going to do some sausages and roasted squash with it. Pick up on some of that kind of herbal, nutty spice character that the wine has so much of. It's going to be great. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.